I know. We'll see. But Over the Seas just Sky made me feel like I bet she has something that she might be able to put in with this. I've got one more story for you. It's quite a quick one. But the talk of the coo made me remember that this is a very different kind of coo. It's not the cow at all. It's a coo she. Now the she is related more to banshee. And the coo in this case is a dog that might be the size of a cow. And, well, most of the stories of this particular being, the coo she, I don't think you have a coo she yet, Michelin, but you have some dogs that are very nearly that size. Anyway, this particular story of the coo she is completely out of character. Usually what they say is that the coo she is a harbinger of death. And that if you happen to be anywhere and you hear the dog howl, have you got a dog howl for me, Rachel?
Oh, sure.
And you hear it?
I've been at a dog howl.
Okay. Well, I thought maybe you lived with some of those and you might know too. If you hear the dog howl once, and you hear the dog howl twice, you might be all right. But if you hear the coo she howl 3 times, you ready?
Oh, sure.
Okay. You are done for. And, well, there was a man who had an ordinary mortal dog of his own who would go out and look after the sheep, and he knew, about the coo she, but he'd never seen one, he'd never heard of one at all, and so he went out with his dog, and his dear dog Kip, she kept getting older and older, and so he started to do special things for her, and he would make special meals, and he would get the clearest, cleanest water, and he would feed her inside next to the fireplace. And one winter, he heard her scratching at the door, and he went to go let her in so she could have the fine food and the clear water that he had made for her, and when he opened the door, he was eye to eye with the coo she. It was a green beast with red ears and red eyes, and he was quite sure that he was about to be, well, dinner. But he backed up slowly, and the coo she trotted in, calm as you please, and went right over to the water and lapped it all up. But it wouldn't touch the food. It just curled up in front of the fire, went to sleep. Well, our farmer, he barely dared move, but pretty soon at the door he could hear his own dog scratching at the door, and so he went to let Kip in, and when he opened the door, she came in and she saw the coo, and she flattened the coo she. She flattened right there on the floor. But the coo she woke up and came over and gently put its paw on Kip. And so she did that walk. Have you ever seen them do that walk? Right over to the food, and she wolfed it right down, and then she, without even getting up, backed off again. And the coo she got itself up, marched right out the door. Well, that was quite a story, and you'd think the farmer could have dined out on it for years and years, but it wasn't over yet. But that winter was the worst they'd ever seen. And his poor Kip, she was getting older and older, and he had sent her out to bring the sheep in, but the snow was too deep, and she just couldn't do it. And so he went out, and he could see she was failing, and he was trying to call her in. And as he called, he heard, once. Come on, Kip, come on, forget about the sheep. And then he heard it again. Twice, but he couldn't leave his dear dog out there, so he picked her up and he brought her inside, and as he turned to go, he saw again that great big green beast with the red ears and the red eyes, and what was it doing but bringing in the sheep? Brought it right into the fold, and then trotted off happy as he pleased. Well, that was the last time the farmer saw the coo she. And the only other witness he'd had been his own dog, Kip. And when he tried to tell people all about it, well, they didn't believe him. But I wonder, do you?